I just want to thank everybody for raising their hand and participating in Global Entrepreneurship Week.
Good to see you too.
Yeah. Hey,
my favorite person.
Yeah, likewise. What's up, everyone? We're back on this amazing live stream journey with the Global Entrepreneurship Network. We're spotlighting local entrepreneurs because we want folks to shop local, but we also want our entrepreneurs to connect globally.
Yes.
And one of those entrepreneurs who's always had a local presence and a global demeanor is Coach Amber J. How are you?
Great. Thank you for having me.
Thank you for coming. I know the last couple of interviews I did, it was everybody that I kind of work with on a regular basis. So we didn't even do intros. We just jumped right into conversations. And we could do that today, but maybe formally, would you like to introduce yourself?
Yeah, for sure. Well, first of all, thank you always for keeping me in the loop and having me on the show. I am Coach Amber J. I am a certified life coach, helping professionals create a successful work-life balance, all while doing it in style, focusing on 3 key areas: purpose, personal growth, and spiritual growth.
That's amazing. And you know, big part of this stream here today is talk about the wins of 2025, the lessons, what we're gonna be excited about 2026. So there's a lot of personal, spiritual growth, professional growth that happens in that space, not just for you and me, but for a lot of the clients we serve.
Absolutely.
Maybe before we go to you, maybe we could start by talking about some of the wins or lessons that are coming most top of mind amongst your clients from this year. Of course, keeping it anonymous, but any good wins or lessons you can peel from that?
I want to say, especially from my clients' wins, are having the confidence to bounce back since COVID.
Yeah.
I feel like 2023, 24 was really hard years for people. And 2025 was like, they got their grit back. They kind of got their footing. And it was like, okay, I'm ready to take off and continue to build. And so I've seen a lot of confidence in like overcoming COVID.
Good. Wow. I can't believe COVID's already been coming up 6
years. Yes.
Thank God we survived.
We survived.
Thank God we have the opportunity to do stuff with the rest of our lives still.
Absolutely, yeah.
What are some wins that are worth celebrating in the entrepreneurial world or in your business this year?
I would say a lot of my wins are same, like getting my footing again since COVID, spiritually rebranding, and like physically, spiritually, and emotionally rebranding myself and my brand, how I want to show up. I feel like during COVID, it was very rocky, you know, and it was like, I kind of need to do what I have to do. I need to survive to maintain my business. But putting back those principles and those values and showcasing for myself fully and authentically, boldly in my business has been a huge win for me this year.
Absolutely.
Just showing up.
Yeah, and let me put a spotlight on that because, Kevin Hart, he did this interview and he was talking about how he was hustling for 13 years straight, doing the comic routines and all that, just like living life on the edge, but with that entrepreneurial spirit, doing whatever side gigs plus comics. And it took 13 years to get his moment of that hardcore hustle. Right. And so many entrepreneurs, and now Kevin Hart is like, if you look at video of Kevin Hart when he's 30, and look at him now, whatever age, he's like a transformed individual. You can tell he's a billionaire. He's got all this energy. He demands, stadiums, but he didn't have that, 10, 20 years ago, but he still had that grit and that consistency. And a lot of entrepreneurs fail too quickly because they give up too soon. Actually, it's like 80% of entrepreneurs fail within the first 5 years.
Yeah.
And Coach, it's been almost 6 years since COVID, and here you are still being an entrepreneur. So I want to just, celebrate that level of consistency that you brought to the game.
Thank you. And it takes consistency. And I want to say, they say 5 years, but I think it's really like 10 years, right? Of really being able to see the transformation in your business, the revenue, that consistent revenue in your business that you want to see showing up, removing the impostor syndrome and all these other things that come with entrepreneurship, which a lot of people don't talk about because it's like, oh, you see on TV and on social media these entrepreneurs that look like they're wealthy and they have it all together. But to become an entrepreneur, you have to lose all of yourself. You have to relearn yourself. You have to learn new habits. You have to be disciplined. There's a lot of things that takes place before you actually see success in a lot of businesses as an entrepreneur, or successes as an entrepreneur in general. So the staying consistent is key. Keep showing up. The number one key I would say is stay true to who you are and what you do. What I've seen in the last 7-8 years of my entrepreneur journey is that people that started off as coaches or speakers or whatever they wanted to be in that space, they're not doing that anymore.
Right. They switch over to crypto. Now they're doing AI.
Right. Thank you, AI. But stay in your lane. And sometimes you don't, what does it say? Like the turtle eventually wins, right?
For sure.
So staying true to who you are, what you're called to do, and not giving up, I think that gives you what you need, but you got to stay consistent in that, and you got to stay true to that. And in this journey, I veered away for a moment and lost a lot because I didn't stay true to my path and what I was called to. So I think it's really important as an entrepreneur, do what you're led to do. Do that thing, that why, remember your why, and getting back to that.
Absolutely. I love that. And if we could pull one of those pieces, for the audience that may be listening, especially the entrepreneur who is an aspiring entrepreneur, but they don't have it all figured out, let's pull out the piece of hard work. Okay.
Yeah.
And sometimes it's easy to, if you're an employee, to put in hard work because you got somebody yelling at you, right? That's not great. And that's something that leads to people to become entrepreneurs. But then they find out that their 9 to 5 became a 9 to 9.
Right.
And so can you speak on hard work and what is that mindset shift people need to take from employee mindset to being their own boss?
Discipline. Like, do what you say you're going to do, even when you don't feel like doing it. Show up when you don't feel like showing up. Discipline is the key. And learning how to execute without someone telling you what to do, because that is the shift. As like you said, clocking into a job, what the expectations are. If you don't meet them, someone's going to say something to you. But in order to be a true boss or entrepreneur, you got to be able to do that without someone telling you, hey, you need to get this done. So meet those deadlines, stay true, have a calendar, be disciplined, stay consistent. Those are my.
Yeah, I think, the volume of hard work it takes to achieve the goals is something that people have a hard time wrapping their head around. And it will take launching a podcast, right? Like, we're in this space, love this space, love the folks who want to come and launch their podcast. And we hope to be able to launch many podcasts, right? But there's a lot of people who will talk about it and maybe they won't even show up to the training, or they won't even show up to the podcast, or they'll just do one and disappear. And you've done 18. You've done 18 since we started a podcast. You've had 18 episodes on the internet.
I didn't even know that.
What happens is we just keep swimming.
Keep going, right? I mean, and I think even too, as entrepreneurs, sometimes we get lost in the wind, right? Like, oh, I launched the podcast. Okay, great. Keep going, right? What's the next episode? And even for me, prior to coming here, I've had Key Talk since I started as a coach, and I've fallen off, whether it's finding a new space or whatever, but I always come back because that's one of my key foundations in my business, right? Definitely. Having a platform to be able to share what I do and help others take one key from that conversation and hopefully implement it within their own lives. But that is one of the foundations. And I think that's a big issue with a lot of new entrepreneurs is you don't have the foundation of, do you have a business plan? Right. Like, let's start there before we do the podcast.
Read the plan?
Did you read the plan? Like, and AI generates a lot of plans.
Right. Did you read it though?
But did you read it? But more than anything is your heart aligned to it? Right. And for me, as many times as I have wanted to quit, my heart is in this, right? Like, this is not just what I do because I want to make money. This is who I am. This is what I breathe. This is what I live. And a lot of my journey is based off of my own experiences and how I have overcome with these keys. So they work when you use them.
Absolutely. They definitely do. And to give an example, I mean, we've done a couple vision boards together, right? Yeah. Over the years. Could you pull out an example of one of those vision boards, either your own example or somebody you saw that within a year later, they achieved some of that stuff or the whole vision board?
So I actually have, I think this was maybe my second or third vision board event that I did. And I had a client that found me on social media, seen the event, came to the event. And I want to say that year, everything that she wrote on that board manifested.
Wow.
She published a book. She bought a house. She paid off her car, lost some weight, like everything on her board manifested within that year. And even for myself, I want to say like 2 years ago, I had a vision board. I had the car that I wanted, where I wanted to get the car, and all of those things. I lost weight, got money, made 6 figures in my business for the first year because I put that on my vision board, bought the car that I desired, got my credit up as I desired. So vision boards actually work. And in my classes, or when I have taught vision boards, it's more than just putting pictures on the paper, right? It's being intentional. It's writing out the plan. It's giving yourself smart goals, breaking them down so you actually see the manifestation. And my next vision board is not only going to teach you how to manifest, but how to maintain that. Because for me, I manifested all of these amazing things, but I didn't have the mindset or the belief system to maintain them. So that's another part that I want to really start implementing is how, once you meet the 6 figures in your business, once you get the clients, once you have the podcast, how do you maintain it? What mindset do you need to have? What belief system do you need to have? What do you need to unlearn? Because a lot of times we're not afraid of failure. We're afraid of succeeding. And we don't talk about that enough, right? Once we get all of this money, you never seen all this money.
Right.
What do I do with it? Right? How do I continue to generate multiple millions or thousands or whatever it is in your business? So that's another mindset that I want to talk about.
I love that. You know, definitely leave a comment here on social media if you want us to do a vision board, because that's something that's been wildly successful for each of us and many of the students that put stuff on there. And I know people have a problem with the manifestation sometimes, but the reality is, like, it is more than manifestation. Look at me. I grabbed, I took control of the camera with my hand again. Whoopsie daisy. Can we get your help with this, Itzy? Thanks. But like you said, it's the plan. It's, you know, you look, you know, I have a vision board on my phone right now. And so it makes me think about it every single day. I have a plan. I work towards it. It's not just like, you know, and then, I pray on it. I meditate on it. And we work our butts off. And
the most important part is believing, right? I think that's the biggest part that people miss out on manifestation, is that you have to believe you can have this, right? I recently watched an interview with Oprah and TD Jakes, and Oprah is phenomenal, right? We all know Oprah. And one of the things that I took away from that interview was, well, 2 things. The one thing she said is, 1, I believed I deserved good things. 2 is I obeyed, right? So sometimes back to discipline or back to executing is obeying. Like, if you know this is what you're called to do, sometimes you have to obey that spirit within you, that voice in you, right? What's on the vision board. You can't cut corners and think that you're going to win. Yeah, you may win for a moment, but shortcuts never win long term.
Definitely.
So I think that's also important when you're manifesting, is I believe I deserve good things.
Amen. Yes, we do. We are good stewards of what the universe sends us, and therefore we'll steward more.
Absolutely.
Speaking of vision boards and moving towards 2026, what are you excited about in 2026? What do you envision to do new of, or what do you envision to retain so you can build on?
So my vision for 2026 is to do a lot more group classes online, virtual.
Okay.
To have a huge audience on socials.
Going global.
Oh, yeah. Right. So I have more of an impact to reach more people and have a space where I'm not one-on-one all the time. So that's my vision for my business, is to take it globally and create a community for like-minded individuals. That's the vision for Coach Amber J.
I'm excited, and we'll be there with you to support
Absolutely.
every step of the way.
I can't do it without you.
You got any questions for me?
I do. So speaking of manifestations, we're sitting in one of your manifestations, right? Having this come to pass. How do you maintain this?
Well, it's very, I think, I don't have the answer to that question, to be frank.
Okay.
What I will say is that the realm of chaos, or like this physics of entropy, I don't know, I've got to go study physics some more, but I've been doing a little bit about it because it's just connected to everything that we do. And so the status quo of the universe is entropy. Things move towards disorder. And so we can be swept up by this constant flow of disorder. And so we attempt to bring order to our lives, order to our work. And when you can bring enough order to your lives and to your work, then you could start kind of bringing to life the vision, like this vision that we're here, the Veteran Entrepreneur Library, the Westside Community Incubator, this live stream studio.
Right.
And it is something that is also a collective work of bringing to order, right? It's not just me and you and Itzy, who's in the room with us helping do some BTS, but it's probably 100+ individuals who we stand on the foundation of. And so I think I just think about that. How do we bring more order into the chaos so that we can protect what we have? Because if we don't, if we disengage, then the chaos might overwhelm what we built. And that's the last thing I want to do. But at the same time, I don't want to do it by being the main source of order forever. I want us to be able to distribute that through this community, through the systems that we're building. So I don't really have an answer to your question, but that's how I'm thinking about it, is that we're forces of order. We're bringing order to this in a realm of chaos, and we're going to need more hands to bring even greater order to that. And I'm thankful that we've got like 200 hands in it so far.
That's awesome. So what are some of the wins that you've had for 2025?
For 2025, I think, refinding my connection to community. I think I've had some breakthroughs in my own personal mindset in terms of what I thought was not possible or what is possible, which has expanded my mindset. I think, a lot of that has been, because at the start of the year, I really went through a bunch of personal dilemmas that made it tough for me to continue showing up. And I wasn't even sure if I would be able to continue showing up. But I really got to, give thanks first to God, for the light He's shown me. I got baptized again at the start of in April.
Oh, wow.
After, as part of that struggle with my own faith and what to do with my life. But then also the people God's put in my life, the community, and Obama. Right, President Obama. I got to join the Obama Foundation. That has breathed a ton of life into me, honestly.
I bet. I mean, that is a huge win, especially knowing how embedded you've been in politics and all of that to be connected. And we were just talking about that behind the scenes of like how close we're 5 degrees of a person,
right?
And we're like 5 degrees of the president right now.
Oh man. Well, yeah. There's a lot of good lessons in there. And I think we've got a great opportunity to bring more people into that. The Obama Foundation is not political. It's not really trying to bring forth any political campaigns or anything like that, but really to empower leaders who, from what I can tell, have a shared goal of wanting to help others and wanting to solve the complicated problems of the world. And so there's some really incredible people there working on reducing, building trust within the police system and communities, people that are fighting on climate change, on feeding the hungry families, right? Like there are so many Obama fellows that are organizing to feed families in their communities during this SNAP, issue.
Right.
And so that's been so awesome. And one of the first stories that we got to hear was of this gentleman who grew up in Burma and in a war-torn village. And he made it out. He made it out after witnessing his uncle being shot in front of him. And his mom was shaking him like, education is your way out. So he makes it out, goes to Hawaii, then Harvard. And he comes back to his village to go see now his community members essentially enslaved by the winners of that war. And then he runs into this kid, Ansing, who's like 5 years old at the time. And instead of taking, backpacks to school, he's carrying bricks in a house, so that he can earn 5 cents a day. So he can pay, because his parents were also shot in front of him in that war-torn village. And so he went back emboldened, and he pretty much invested his whole life savings of $60,000 to start a school in that village, and then has leveraged the Obama network and all his learnings, and now has like 3 schools, and that same 5-year-old kid is about to graduate high school.
Oh my God. Wow.
It is amazing to see.
That's real impact.
Yeah.
And another thing too is like sometimes when we leave the community, not forgetting to go back and help where you came from, right? And that heart of service for the people. That's amazing.
Yep. And so I think, it's always good to put those things into perspective, right? This happening in the world, because we have so much to be grateful for.
We have so much to be grateful for. And like you talked about earlier, sometimes the chaos will make you forget or distract you from the important things, or to be grateful in the moment for what's really happening. So gratitude definitely is a mindset shift.
Definitely. Gratitude is something that I imagine you practice more often than on the holidays.
Yes, gratitude is my lifestyle.
That's great.
Yes.
You got any gratitude tips for folks to help close this out?
Yeah, I would say learning to just sit still before waking up, right? Like before you get out of the bed, before you check your phone, sit and just be thankful that you woke up this morning, right? You may not have woke up where you wanted to or have what you want or the money, but if you can learn to even just count your eyes or your body movements or your functions and be able to stay in a space of like, I'm grateful for just this, right?
Yeah.
And then maybe it's one thing and then add to it, right? Until it's just natural for you. Like as I was driving over here, I'm like, I'm so grateful I'm in my car and I'm driving and I got to wake up today and I was able to get dressed and I get to speak to people and share my gift. And so as you begin to just be grateful for the small things, then you'll be able to recognize everything you have and become grateful for. So
I love that. Thank you. How do you teach the gratitude to folks who struggle with that?
The first thing I would say is we have to get rid of this victim mindset. And that is very deep. I would say definitely therapy first. But as a coach, we have to know that things didn't happen to us, it happened for us. And that's the first way of shifting your mindset, is recognizing everything that happened to us really happened for us. I had a client and I was explaining, she was like, I grew up really hard. My parents left. I had to take care of my brothers. And I was like, do you see the skills that you learned as a child? You learn how to strategize. You learn how to take care of other people. You learn how to, build something, right? You learn that, okay, I need to make this little stretch. Like those are all skills that you needed in your day-to-day life that you had the unfortunate opportunity to learn at such a young age, that you now are able to use these same skills and build your business, right? And so sometimes we look at our life like, oh, these things sucked. Take a step back and say, what did I learn from these? Did it make me resilient? Did it make me stronger? Did it make me have more empathy and more compassion for people? Like those are things, a way that you can start to shift that mindset.
Yeah.
From woe is me to I'm grateful that it happened. I'm thankful that I made it. Some people didn't make it.
You are Mrs. Brightside.
Yes.
Yep.
Always.
Yep. And I'm Mr. Brightside, if anybody couldn't tell. But no, that's the way
and
to do it.
And if you're on the dark side, get around people that are happy. Like happiness is contagious, right?
Definitely.
So
community is so important, especially in this world of internet and stuff like that. You know, there'd be no reason for me to leave my little cubicle of home and work on a computer and slave away that way. But let me tell you, that is no way of life. Like a way of life is community and connection.
You need connection and get around people. Like I know COVID has made it so convenient for us to, like you said, stay in our box but we need connection. We need people. A hug makes a huge difference. Like cuddles make a big difference. If you don't have anyone, if you have children, hug them, like cuddle them. Like
definitely.
My son cuddled with me the other day for the first time in like a year. I was like, I needed these cuddles.
And you know that's a neurological thing too, right?
Yes. I was telling him that's how I bribed him to give me those cuddles.
Yeah, nice. Yep. So there's a real science.
There's a real science to hugs and to cuddles and, you know, human connection. There's no better feeling than to leave someone. You'd be like, man, I really enjoyed my time with them.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, well, I love that. So we've got a lot of great things to be excited for in 2026. You're going to be going global with your new community. You're going to be doing those virtual meetups. This is podcast number 19. We're going to do 20 plus more to go.
Yes.
All right.
Look forward to Key Talk.
Where can people find you?
Coach Amber J on everything. Facebook, Instagram, my website. And if you're in a space where you're like, you know, I'm ready to take the keys and apply them, you can definitely book a free discovery call on my website, and I'd love to have a conversation with you.
That's awesome. She doesn't always do that, offer the free discovery call. So if you're watching this part of the Promise Startups community, Global Entrepreneurship Network, take advantage of that because, you know, she's charging for her services, and Coach Amber J has always put in, you know, service over self, which is something we all do around here, and it's much appreciated. I've had some of those calls. They've been life-changing. You know, you never know what are the things that are going to take you off your path, especially as an executive or an aspiring entrepreneur. So if you think you're struggling with something, talk to Coach Amber J. She can help you out. If it's something you don't think she can help you out, she can definitely point you in the right direction.
Absolutely. Community matters, so resources.
Yep. All right, y'all. We'll see you next